The Alpwash, even though it's been a little bit in and out of meta recently, just because of some of the nerfs that we've seen him have. Clearly, first ban worthy by 5 Nukes No Dud. Definitely just provided way too much zoning, as well as also having the X-Ball ultimate on top of that. So they are going to ban that away first, and we are going to see the pretty prototypical Hera ban. Also, just don't want to see her, and don't want to see the true god, that is Argus.
I actually think Hera isn't so much first ban worthy, unless the team doesn't really have a strategy to deal with her, like a team composition that could counter her very well. I think you can get away with letting her through as long as you pick the right comp to counter her in the mid lane, and definitely going in there with the right strategy is X-Ball gets banned out for Borderless, and 5 Nukes No Dud can have the next pick here shortly.
And I definitely think that's one of the key issues that we've seen with a lot of people is that they don't really have compositions already in mind to counter just one character. And I think that with picking up the Odin first pick for 5 Nukes No Dud, I think a lot of teams have finally figured out what they can pick and play around the Odin. You don't necessarily have to pick a bunch of characters that, oh, we have to dash or we necessarily have to lead. There are a lot of characters, obviously, life amount of that, don't really care about the Odin Cage at all. They just naturally are going to walk out of it in some way. And Raijin, expending his dash isn't really going to be a problem for them. Yes, you can use it as an initiator to be able to stun somebody off, but one of the biggest things is he's mostly going to use it just to escape. It's his only way of getting out. So I think that the rest of Borderless' composition here is just going to follow suit. Pick things that just naturally get out of the Odin Cage because they first picked it, and if that's going to be in the solo or in the support role, which is where we've seen it primarily, you know that you can just dive the backline pretty freely as Odin's just not going to be able to provide as much peel as actual Guardians can.
Absolutely, and it seems like they're really trying to set up this Zeus pick here with the Odin and Pele. Lots of ground to cover between those two gods, and they can really have a lot of control in these team fights. But I find it interesting that Borderless picks the Vamana into the Odin. It's really just saying, like, we don't care about your cage. I guess they're prioritizing.
I can't believe he said that, but that's okay. Keep going, Tony. We read
I'm sorry.
catchphrases.
Anyways, I
This
don't
is your
respect
local
them.
Diesel interrupting the picks and bans talk to remind everyone. Naveron is a gold player. He's just here because he can talk words good. Vamana can in fact walk out of Odin Cage thanks to his latest buffs, which allow him to walk over all player-made obstacles. Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy Diesel Diamond, by the way. Anyways, moving on. Borderless is gonna select the Hades, and I really like Hades being incorporated in these team comps right now. They really liked it in the support role last game, and honestly, Perry Fairy did a good job on Hades. Built him full tanky, and really was just an ult bot to help set up his team.
Yeah, I definitely feel very bad for 5 Nukes No Dud. I think Perry Fairy did an amazing job on the Hades. And looking at his composition, neither Pele nor neither Pele nor Orden, I can't say that right. Neither of those two gods can actually initiate any engagement knowing that they're just going to get Hades ulted. Like, that kind of sucks. When you were talking about control, I think one of the biggest things here is how do you try and counteract that? Why not do it in a way in which you know that Odin is going to have to blink in order to do anything? And the same thing with Pele. So you know that the team fighting actives are going to be a little bit on the lower side because they're not going to have that sprint or that shell or that horrific. They're only going to really have one, maybe two at most that can actually be able to assist and keep the Zeus alive. So I definitely would like to be able to see an Geb possibly picked up here and put the Odin in the solo lane at least just to give the Zeus or Renny some more survivability here, as we are going to see the Alkwang and Freya banned out for 5 Nukes No Dud, as well as the RDO and Cerberus.
Yeah, and Ho Yi gonna be selected for Borderless, and I actually really like that pick going into Zeus. Uh, I think if you can position him well enough, especially in the jungle fights, and you'll have Hades face tanking all the damage from 5 Nukes No Dud, it'll really cause a lot of problems with Zeus getting in and trying to set his ult up in the correct places and get a lot of damage off. And 5 Nukes No Dud gonna finish off their team composition with an Athena Medusa pick. That's actually really spicy. I like they
I
do work very
love
well with
it.
each other, and Medusa ult is still a really good ult for team fights. Uh, what do you think, Nox, between the Hoyi and the Medusa?
I have to say I love it. I absolutely love the fact that Medusa Hou, a matchup that we've seen since the dawn of time. Obviously, Hou can jump the Medusa ultimate, but at the same time, Hou has no CC immunity. So it's an interesting counterplay. But I have to say, I love Athena Medusa. I think that is just a combination that has just been done since the dawn of time. I think everyone has always just realized that those two are some of the best pairing dual lanes together, just because of the amount of synergy that is required in order to actually not even that much, to be honest, in order to actually execute the combinations there. But the biggest thing is that the best stat, the best stat on Borderless. Any final thoughts on that one?
I actually really like the Bastet. Now, she is not the strongest god right now. She really is not meta right now. But I really like the fact that Borderless are playing to some type of strategy right now. Zeus is way too strong and probably one of the best gods at being a glass cannon. With Hou alt able to zone out his front line and back line, creating that space, and Bastet harassing, as long as Bastet doesn't get behind in the early and mid game, I really think Borderless can shut down that Zeus, allowing Raijin and Vamana to apply whoever they want to blow up, whatever targets they choose as they go into these team fights. But the Bastet play has to be perfect. Can't die early, can't lose too many camps to the enemy jungler, and definitely has to be there to grab the assistant kills for his team to get ahead.
Well, just like we did before, I got just two. One of the best stat, but my main question on my mind here is 5 Nukes No Dud, Borderless. Which one you gotta give it to?
Ah, man. My mind is saying 5 Nukes No Dud, but my heart is saying Borderless. So I'm gonna go with my heart. I really think they plan this and they have a strategy going into this team fight. And I'd really like to see it work out, since the season really is the most open the meta has been in a long time. So Borderless for me.
I think that my heart, funny enough, this time I love seeing Athena, Medusa, Zeus, Odin. I think that's just such an obvious combination since time of old. I think that it doesn't take too much to execute. I would love to say 5 Nukes No Dud here. Again, I Navarone here during our picks and ban phases, and AG Nox, as well as the Diesel here to bring you casting and commentary on second game up to 5 Nukes No Dud versus Borderless.
You having a sorry about that. You having a hard time getting that sentence out? Yeah. No. Okay.
So I keep forgetting they changed their name. It's not 4 Nukes and a Dud.
Yeah, it's 5 Nukes No Dud now. Big grouping actually came out there from 5 Nukes No Dud. Just dropping off a little bit of vision there for the homies. Got to make sure you can see everything. Nothing slips by you. You know, keep everything under wraps. Watching out for people.
Yeah, pretty aggressive gameplay here, already trying to get those coverage.
Yeah, I was actually.
I'm so glad we were waiting for that safety.
Yeah, no, I was waiting on itemization as our cameraman changes it again. Shoutouts to Navarone. Trans start for Medusa. I'm gonna murder him. I'm gonna stab him real good. I'm gonna shank him. There we go. Now we can see again. Who doesn't love first person Athena? Yeah. All right. So Odin will be in this. I'm sorry. Alright then. Okay. Anyways, good aggression going to come out here from Flick over onto the duo lane. Shoutouts to the homies. Awakened Guru actually getting pressured inside of his own blue buff here is going to be able to confirm it, but he is slowed up by that umbrella rank. Dash underneath the wall going to come out from Perry Ferry. I wish we were watching Awakened Guru instead. Navarone, please. He will be able to slinker and slander into his own T1 tower, so he's not dead as he walks right back into Remedies. Flick has made his rotation over to his own lane after that early pressure. And yeah, that was a nice little start to the game. 5 Nukes and a Dud gonna get no lead off of it whatsoever, though. It'd be like that sometimes.
A pretty good way of trying to counteract that pressure. immediate aggression action that we're already seeing in the dual lane. So I like the plays that we're seeing here. Definitely really different from 5 Nukes No Dud. At first they're having some difficulties with their own phase, but definitely seems as though right now they're trying to bring it back as best as they can. They're trying to at least put some pressure back into this game.
Yeah, and actually, the bigger thing that I like is Remedy's making that early play into the enemy team's blue buff. A lot of people think that you can just do this solo laner, ganks, duo lane start at level 1 no matter what. Excuse me. But if the solo laner notices and they just run at your blue buff and they're on something that can actually, you know, steal, like, not a Guardian. Like, they're not playing Ares, right? They're playing Vamana. That Vamana has good damage at level 1. You just run up to the enemy team's blue buff and you go, "Sup, fam, I'm here. What you gonna do about it?" And now Guru has to play the rest of the game from behind in a matchup where, realistically, the best thing Bastet can hope for is to be ahead and just snowball. Like, I understand that Bastet has a lot of early game damage and all that stuff. So does Pele. Let's not kid ourselves here. Pele probably has the best early game damage. Good bird bomb going to come out there from Flick. Not playing with Remedies this time. Remedies going to get forced backwards. Interesting little note here if you take a look, Nox. Last game, Remedies went with the Warrior's Blessing at level 1 and
Yes.
Boots.
Yes.
This game he goes with Mage's Blessing. Dr.
I love
Flick
that.
goes with the Warrior's Blessing.
I love the Mage's Blessing here because it really shows that he is very confident on this god, understands a little bit more about how the enemy team operates, and this time is really trying to run with a lead.
Yeah, quick little gank came out there from Guru. Not really going to be able to get anything off of it. Good dash going to come out from Remedies. Blue buff looking like it might get pressured here by Guru and Flick. Strider Prime all the way on the other side of the map. Can't go and assist his jungler. Blue buff will spawn here in about 15 seconds at most. Remedy's just trying to show face here, not get caught up, is able to dash out of a precarious position. Still possibly try to take back his own buff. Not going to be able to, though. Guru's just going to kind of chase him away and go, ha 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 ha, I'm Pele. So Flick will get the enemy team's blue buff. Not as bad because the Mage's Blessing does provide MP5, and it's still going to suck. I don't know what I'm saying. Remedies is going to have a rough 2 minutes of his life now. There's not really much you can do.
Again, this is the extremely exciting piece that we wanted to see the first game that we couldn't get, even though he was on the Boxura. But now on the Odin, we're actually seeing more aggression coming out of Dr. Flick, even with Remedies being on a character that he's already piloted for the last 30-40 minutes previously. And I would say he had a pretty good handle on it. Now going into the Mage's Blessing, already has boots up. Doesn't have a teleport, unfortunately, as he just had to teleport to tower. But having the blue buff, like you said, does get nullified by having the Mage's Blessing. But again, we're seeing it in the dual lane having more pressure now with the Athena Medusa, so a little bit more typical of what you would want to see, as well as now in the solo lane as well. So it's almost like we're completely switching what we saw previously.
Yeah, and I like the play there from the duo lane. Oh, is Bomber gonna go down to outcarries for the first blood. Just as I was about to sing their praises, commentator's curse got him real good like. I was gonna say I like the plays in the duo lane coming out from Bomber and from Donut Doug, using that Athena taunt to set up the dash and, you know, try to smash their heads, but yeah, unfortunate, man. And, oh no, he got it. Guru got the enemy team's yellow buff there, so Strider is going to fall a little bit more behind here. Remedies is in the area, as is Roxer. Here comes Dr. Flick trying to bring the cage to help out his teammate. He will be able to set it down on top of Roxer. Roxer's not going to be able to go anywhere in this chase. The Athena ult comes out. So they gave up first blood, but they're only down about 100 gold at this point, thanks to the invade from our good man, Awaken Garu, former #1 seed mid laner. Interesting, by the way, that Garu is playing jungle now.
Yeah, definitely a really interesting change to see there. Still in a DPS role and still being able to provide a pretty decent impact. But I think that his transition here is actually well suited as he just understands a little bit more after his Season 1 play in the mid lane. Now being a jungler, he kind of understands what mid laners want. He understands the type of aggression and pressure to bring to the laning phase.
Yeah, and you know, I don't like this on the Athena real quick. I'm like all over the place because I'm looking at build paths and stuff like that. I don't like tank boots early. I get that you're against a Bastet and a Raijin and a Hades and a Vamana even that has double ticks and a Hogi ult. And the tank boots are going to stack up really fast, but man, those cooldowns are long. And Athena is just a taunt. Like, at the end of the day, Athena's kit is kind of mediocre if her taunt is down. The ult provides good damage mitigation, but it's on, what, 100-second cooldown? 110? 110? Sure, we'll go with that. Anyways, somebody will tell us in the chat how wrong I am and how dumb I am. I appreciate you, whoever it ends up being. The taunt is on a long cooldown. The dash is on a moderately long cooldown. The shield wall is almost irrelevant whenever it comes to what you're really trying to do. I mean, yeah, it provides damage, but not really the point of support Athena. I just would have rather seen something that could have helped him maybe get through these early game moments before he gets like the spirit robe or a mantle or something that really can actually help bring up his CDR. And just to address Twitch chat real fast, Suntouch, I haven't forgotten that you owe me $50. There's no escape for you. Perry Fairy gonna drop the Pillar of Agony on top of Renny Rem there, gonna force the ultimate out. And so one thing else to note about build paths here is Celestial Legion Helm, man. That item's broken. Renny Rem's got the right idea. Celestial Legion
we
Helm.
just aren't seeing that. We're not seeing that item really getting nerfed anytime soon, at least not within the beginning parts of Season 6, as that's going to be coming towards us shortly here. But an impressive kill, actually, from the Hoi against the Medusa. So again, Valkyrie's playing that matchup against Nukes No Dud pretty well, even considering the aggression. Pele Ultimate is going to be on the mark, but not enough damage. Knockup is there, just needs a couple more autos, but Virtue taking a little bit too many tower shots here. Doesn't exactly want to try and give up another kill here for something he may or may not get.
Yeah, and actually, quick correction for you there, Nox. The first hit of the Pele Ultimate was actually not on the mark, so that original slow wasn't there. The dashing animation did not make connection with out carries. So the slow didn't come out yet, which means that he can't catch him as quickly. Realistically, if that's on the mark, maybe you see out carries take the spill there, but without that original bit of slow, it's just not really enough. It also is damage. That ability does a lot of things. That's a really good ability, man. Pele Ultimate is silly whenever you think about what it really does. Zeus damage, also silly. Not going to be able to find anything there as Renny, but he does have that Celestial Legion Helm done. And I don't know how you dive him now if you're Bastet. I think it's going to be more dependent upon Perry Fairy getting him inside of that Pillar of Agony and linking up the damage from Roxer on this Raijin. Yeah,
Or we'd possibly have to see maybe some type of bigger rotation coming out of Remedies in order to be able to try and proc that. But we are going to see almost a possible good rotation there onto Roxer.
Yeah, and as we talk about big rotations, Donut Doug came all the way from the duo lane into the middle lane, brings that petrifying gaze, gets two with it. Roxer, however, will drop the beads, get up onto his drum, and bang Rennie's head down into the dirt. Now also in the rotations is Strider Prime looking to make something happen. The cats are out. The Rocks are going to be able to find Awakened Guru with his drum a second time. Smaller drum. Same kind of drum, though. Dr. Flick is looking to make maybe a late play here, as Monster Bummer will be able to find Strider with the taunt. No jump available for Strider as he used it to go over the wall, but no follow-up going to be there. And, yeah. Yeah.
And a really interesting rotation being made, and that's definitely going to solidify Borderless getting a little bit more of a more comfortable lead here, as we are going to see, wow, out carries.
Yeah.
Just annihilate Donut Doug with that amazing triple bounce. Well, a good double at least.
Shout out to the soloed camp. I got nothing, man. That was just a good play. Out carries is showing why he's one of the top end hunter players that everybody really talks about. I mean, realistically, people don't say, "Hey, man, you're pretty good" for no reason. Is he really going to try it again? Okay, no. Okay, thank goodness. Oh, wait. Okay, it's still happening. Okay, Outcarry's going to drop his ult. Brings Guru down to about one hit. Needs one auto. Not able to find it. Almost gets the turnaround onto Guru. Now here comes Doug all the way back into the lane. Is down about 3 levels. No taunt available from Monster Bomber. Is able to apply that slow. Tick not going to be on the mark. Petrifying Gaze will hit, but it won't find the stun. Doug going to get knocked up inside of that Pillar of Agony. Ho-Yi mark still on. Doug only needs one more auto to take the spill. Out carries will find another kill onto Donut Doug. Strider Prime has made the rotation in here as well. Here's Roxer 2 banging the drum. Perry Fairy with the dash going to be able to find the kill. Woo. Oof. And,
At that point, I think you kind of just close your eyes and cry. Just
yeah,
to make such a
man.
massive rotation and not be able to get anything out of it and expend so much. Again,
And
give
lose gold.
Borderless just that much more of a
And lose
comfortable
gold.
lead.
And they lost the gold
That
tree.
too.
Dr. Flick going to drop the cage on Remedies on the right side of the map. 4K gold lead for Borderless here. Well, it's almost 4K. Yeah, big plays coming out from out carries here. 4-0-1 on this Ho-Yi. Second only to Remedies on the player damage, and it's not even by much. Don't normally see that from a carry in the first 12 minutes of the game, but apparently it be like that sometimes. Sometimes you don't think it be like that, then they remind you that it do. And right now, it really do.
Yeah, it definitely seems as though Out Carries is here to do his best. Remedy's impression on the Vamana as continuously has been rotated on and ganked and actually has been pretty much successfully 1v2ing. And this situation, he did obviously have his team in order to support him here, but being already 4-0's got the itch of all, full Devourer's Gauntlet on in a pretty good spot here. Already with Gold Fury down, all he has to do is pretty much take the tower and they can start making some pyromancers or even possibly just trying to push that middle tower. And as we were talking about that, we kind of said to ourselves, well, how do we put pressure onto Renirem already having the Celestial Legion him? Well, why not bring a completely fed ADC over? I'm pretty sure they have a lot of things to say about that one.
Yeah, the big issue here for 5 Nukes No Dud is just the fact of how big Out Carries really is. I don't know when the last time I saw a Hunter player at level 14 at 13 minutes, but like these are the kind of things that you get to do whenever you're that far ahead. He's 1600 gold up. He's literally the entirety of Ikaval ahead of Donut Doug. So he's holding golden pocket right now too. Out Carries could probably back and get maybe a tier 2 Executioner. I don't know what the exact amount is that he's in his hand, but it's enough that he's just kind of silly big right now. Dr. Flick gonna aggress into the enemy team's... Oh, I'm sorry. Try to defend his own blue buff. Strider and Remedy's not gonna let that one happen, so that's gonna get stripped away here as well. Roxer beating his drum at Rennie's head, and in the jungle, we can see Strider actually getting caught out of position here by 5 Nukes No Dud. Already expended his leap, doesn't have a way out of this one. Perry Fairy brought the Pillar of Agony to help out. Monster Bomber came through with the ult. Bomber going to find the taunt on 2-1. Remedy's going to be able to pick up Guru. Big drum coming out from Roxer. Dr. Flick will eventually bring him down, though. Remedy's just kind of whacking onto Monster Bomber with the Vamana. He won't be able to find that one just yet. Rennie running for his life as well. Up into the big baby mode will go. Remedy's going to cancel it almost immediately. Going to need that dash and one more ability to find it. I believe Out Carries just died to a tower. Okay.
Yes. He actually dove the tier 2 tower in the dual lane side, trying to once again get another solo off of Donut Doug.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that just
pretty
happened.
close,
That
but
just
Strider's gonna be
happened
able to
though.
clean that one up.
Yeah. Poor Doug,
Actually giving
man.
him his first kill of the game.
Poor Doug, man. Doug has spent 117 seconds dead over 15 minutes. 15 minutes of gameplay, and Doug has
Yikes.
been dead for 2 full minutes. It's
Well,
looking like a
there's
rough one.
3 players who haven't even died one time.
Looking like a rough one for the man made out of donuts.
Yeah, definitely a rough game, but I definitely think that it's worth noting here that one of the biggest things we're seeing is that we would almost anticipate this basket, like you were saying, trying to get that more snowball effect. But we've actually not seen too much of that. More of just actually a supporting role here, as it seems as though Perry Fairy Remedies and obviously the newest member to this set here being Out Carries has definitely shown themselves as being the more dominating force of this game, if not at least for this team right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Guru just gonna have to drop his ult there thanks to the kitty cats coming out. Guru's not really able to do much in that situation. Remedy's trying to zone Dr. Flick away from his own blue buff. Won't be able to get it. However, Guru is back here. Remedy's going to get put inside the cage, and he will go down. The healing still is nullified inside of that Odin cage whenever you do turn into the big baby. Just because you can walk through it doesn't mean that the effect is still not permeating on you. So Remedies will take the spill there. Strider Prime running for his life. Roxer on the backside was able to pick up Remy. Strider looking to find a little bit more damage. Awaken Guru trying to find this kill onto Roxer, which he will. Now Dr. Flick just barely alive. Perry Fairy going to dash in. That does provide a slow. A fear, the bang. And he Goomba stomped him. He Goomba stomped him. He Goomba stomped him. Out Carry's going to jump in here on Donut Dug on this Ho Yi. Does have reinforcements on the way as well in the way of Perry Fairy and Strider Prime. Doug able to avoid that ricochet shot. The fear comes out. Actually, it was just a silence. I apologize. Beads will, however, be forced by Perry Fairy. Strider just going to steal away a purple buff. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem as though Doug is having the best time here, as unfortunately, yes, the rest of his team is unfortunately kind of having their own deficits throughout these team fights, but he is not even able to take the 1v1s well. Going into actually tier 1 of crit here, so has no sense of sustain, none of attack speed really to fight into this Ho Yi. I mean, what are you really seeing here that Doug needs to do in order to really make an impact and get back into this game?
Get Poison Star online and get some lucky crits. I mean, he's got player damage. Don't get me wrong, Doug is third in player damage in this game right now. He's at 8k, just barely behind Out Carries. The problem is just the farm differential. He's down 1,500 gold as a hunter, which is the most item-reliant class. I mean, it's just hard, man, whenever you're down that much gold. As we talk about things that might get hard, Remedy's going to get taunted in. He does have a dash, though. Nothing hard in his life, actually. He's gonna just dash away. As we get another pause coming out. Naveron, I don't think there was an F-bomb. If I dropped an F-bomb, find me about it.
I don't think he did.
Okay, cool. As long as you don't think I did. As long as nobody else
No,
thinks
I
I dropped an F-bomb, it won't
I feel like
matter.
I feel like it would have chimed, but I don't think so.
Technical difficulties, technical difficulties, technical difficulties. Alright. Alright. Yeah. We need to work on that technical difficulty song. Gold Fury down to about 50% here. Rennie just going to throw his shield to bring some cats away. Gold Fury will go the way of Borderless here. Expands their gold lead to about 6k on the dot. Okay. 300 short. Nav's a smart butt. We're not going to use the word that I want to use. But yeah, it'd be like that. Middle of the map, big conversion from both teams. 5 members of Borderless are there. 4 members of 5 Nukes No Dud. I Naveron doing some awful camera work here as Remedies will find Rennie Rem. Dr. Flick found Roxer. Man, sometimes Nav. Sometimes Nav. Sometimes Nav. Strider gonna get picked up here by Awakening Guru. This is apparently just the Diesel DM's Nav moment. Flick going to be able to pick up Remedies as well. So a good number of kills actually for 5 Nukes No Dud there. Even without Donut Dug in position to fight, they are able to find those kills, make something happen, and really just move forward. Cut into that gold lead, which is actually much smaller off those kills. Did they get shutdown golds there? Was that anybody's first death? Ah, Strider. Strider took his first spill of the game. So there's some shutdown gold involved there. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot less of a gold lead than it was just momentarily ago. No towers get taken off the map. That was literally just team fighting. Oh my, the quality. Oh, quality, please. Quality, please. So, 4K? 3K. 3K. Yeah, it's only 3K. Definitely something they can fight into at this point. And the ward coverage by Monster Bomber is just astronomically better than everybody else. 12 wards, Flick has 7. The next up is Perry Fairy with 7 as well, but then it's just a big fall off from the rest of Borderless. Nowhere near as much map vision. Remedies has 2 wards, Flick has 7. So, shout out to Flick for doing what we wish solo laners would do. Dropping wards everywhere.
And it's rather impressive to see how aggressive Outcares has been having placed not a single ward. It really kind of says how much 5 Nukes No Dud really need to be able to try and play on that factor, or just how much more Donadug needs to realize that, hey, I haven't seen or I haven't had any inclination that he has any ward coverage. You know, we need to try and make some type of play. Again, the Athena taunt into a Medusa ultimate isn't the hardest thing in the world. If we can't press A to press Y, I think, or I guess X, I think we're going to have some bigger issues here.
No, you were right the first time. I believe it's her turn.
Oh, yeah, hey, okay, cool.
As we talk about things that are getting pressed, Strider Prime going to dump his whole kit up on Donut Doug's head. Not going to be able to bring him down. Doug is still standing at about 10% of his health. However, the Athena ult is going to come out, so Strider is going to back off. Donut Doug will survive one more time, as Strider's just going to push up those waves in the left. Out carries is making his way down the middle lane, looking to take the tower off the map. They do have 4 members strong from Borderless there. See if they can really get anything off this one, and they will. T1 tower going to go down. Pyromancer is still available as well. Gold Fury not up for another minute and 45. Taunt going to come out onto Perry Fairy. Knockup going to come out as well as he drops a Pillar of Agony right back on top of Awakened Guru. Remedies in the middle lane. He's a big old baby. However, the healing curse is out. He is not healing right now. The katana, though, man. Remedies with the big baby katana just swinging on Rennie Rem's head. Not really anything he can do. Out carries jumping inside of the cage, looking to make something happen. Perry Fairy pushing forward for his entire team. So 1-0 so far, but Awakened Guru is going to have to take the trip back to base there. Did get brought down to all of a hair of his health bar, as Pyromancer is going to get looked at here. And actually, I take that back. It's the Fire Giant, 21 minutes in, 5 members strong. Nobody from 5 Nukes No Dud seems to know. Dr. Flick is pushing mid-wave. Flick, please! No! Okay. Fire Giant going to go the way of Borderless. I don't have...
If he gets the tower, I respect it.
They have so many wards, though! But they have so many wards! There's so many wards! They have 22 wards from their support and their solo laner, and they don't know that Fire Giant's being pulled.
The biggest thing is most of those wards are most likely going into the dual lane side, as we have seen, unfortunately, Donadug having some massive difficulties throughout his laning phase.
Maybe, man, I don't know. With that said, the Fire Giant gonna go the way of Borderless, solidly in control of game number 2 here, sitting about 6,000 gold ahead. The siege should come up next for them, which there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towers still on the map, totaling up to approximately 5,700 gold, I believe. So a nice chunk of gold that they can just add on to this lead, bring it up to about 10k, and maybe just kind of put this one away on the second respawn of Fire Giant. See if they can take the 2-0 and move forward in our standings. Maybe.
Now, speaking of standings, what I find to be interesting, as I'm not sure how long he will be standing throughout these later team fights, is the Hasten Katana and the Stone Cutting Sword coming out of Remedies on the Samana. Now, normally I would say that that's a little bit too fortuitous to believe that you can honestly operate against a Zeus and a Bastet, or I'm sorry, a Zeus and an Odin and a Medusa and Pele being so squishy, but it just seems as though it really doesn't matter.
He's just big swinging, man. He's big swinging, and he's getting big bursted actually right now. Remedy's going to get forced back pretty fast. In comes Strider Prime with the kitty cats jumping around, locked inside of a box. Good ult from Donut Doug. Ready Rim going to drop the Zeus ult right on top of it. Pillar of Agony going to come out to try to force them back. Borderless already down 2 members. Now it's just Roxer and Outcarries left to deal out the damage. They're going to get forced back almost immediately. They were able to take the T2 tower. The chase is on here from Monster Bomber. Does have the dash and the taunt. Roxer are going to get forced up into the drum. Outcarries and Perry Fairy are here. And, yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised that that didn't go worse for them right there. I really thought Bomber would have been able to find something there to bring them back, but looks like the members of 5 Nukes No Duds are just going to reset, group up, push down these middle towers, try to cut into this gold lead a little bit more. It is at about 8,000, 7,000 coming down as we speak. But, yeah, great play came out there from Doug, Rennie, and Dr. Flick there, just combining all of those ults right on top of each other. The Medusa ult stunned out 2, Rennie dropped the Thunder right on top of their heads, and they just got exploded.
Yeah, and I think that one of the biggest things that we finally see there is the punishment onto Remedies being, again, as squishy as he is. Quickly going into another defense on him, but it seems still the big chase is on as they're still trying to punish 5 Nukes No Dud here for having aggressed onto their tier 1 tower in the middle lane here. We are going to see Remedies go up into Big Baby, kind of just standing at the beginning of the tower line here, but doesn't seem as though he wants to go in just yet as they all start to kind of meander around, seeing how much they really want to push this without having too many people with Fire Giant here.
Yeah, Borderless is still very strongly in the lead here. That's the thing that I think needs to be said. 5 Nukes No Dud were able to have a very good stand there at the back side of their left side T2. But they're still behind by a lot. Like, it's not like that just magically catches them up into the game, right? Fire Giant is done now, though. So this is their chance, realistically. This is the one spot where 5 Nukes No Dud probably need to push the gas pedal and try to make that one big play. All of their actives will be up for this team fight. The only thing that they're going to possibly be missing is Rennie's beads, which will be up before the Fire Giant respawns. Other side, not everything is available. The Phantom isn't up from Peri Fairy. The teleport isn't available from Remedies, and even the Aegis on Roxer might not be available right away. Good taunt going to come out from Monster Bomber. However, the dash from Remedies is good enough to break everything up. Strider going to drop the cats on top of him. However, he's getting brought down real fast by Awakened Guru here. Guru going to be able to find that. Rennie Rem also going to be able to find out carries over in the solo lane. Remedies will pick up Guru eventually. However, it came at the cost of 2 for just 1 Pele. And without out carries in this team fight, it's really the big chance for 5 Nukes No Dud to push this forward. Is actually, we talk about people that are getting pushed forward on. Rocks are going to bring down Rennie Rem very quickly. Pillar of Agony, the baby stomp, the big drum, all way too much for the lone little Zeus to handle. He blew both relics. Not going to be able to save him. And yeah, he's just going to go take it dirt now.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that we're seeing here is just that goal differential is really starting to show itself again. Yeah, they took a little spill trying to at least siege the left side Phoenix here, but definitely doesn't seem as though right now that little spill is anything more than just that. Fire Giant is still up, so they are still going to try and do a pretty big dance around it just to see how well they can actually take this fight and try and use a lot of those reset heals or just try and sustain from their own kits alone, but looks as though Dr. Flick has some other things on his mind trying to ensure that they don't get this for free.
Yeah, Flick trying to maybe push up here does have that ultimate available. Pyromancer will, however, just go down. Now, this is a thing that I didn't want to write an essay about, but I'll talk about right now. So, Pyromancer in the early game, nobody cares about it, right? That's kind of just second place Gold Fury. Like, oh, we lost Gold Fury, I guess we'll just take Pyromancer. 30 minutes into the game, Pyromancer is huge. That speed buff getting back and forth from base, able to increase your ward control just because you can travel quicker, is a massive advantage to have. Realistically, if they get outwarded here, all they have to do is leave behind 2 members. They leave Remedies and maybe Strider Prime behind. Remedies just kind of head pokes. He's a tank. You're not going to blow him up immediately, while the other 3 can quickly back to base and use the speedy zoom of the Pyromancer to come back and take down any wards that they really need to get rid of, which is why you see right now the ward vision is heavily favoring Borderless here. The deep sentry ward is there. They're not able to get that other one that they have, that 5 Nukes No Dud have in the back, but it will be just enough for them to really push forward here as Dr. Flick kind of getting slapped up on here by outcarries, autos, doing big chunks actually. No chin size in the build, just a lot of power and a lot of attack speed. And things that are starting to get chunked here momentarily will be the Fire Giant, down to about 85% already. Strider Prime and Remedies pushing everybody else back in the solo lane, while Peri Fairy, Roxer, and Outcarries take down the Fire Giant, down to about 20%. Nobody from 4 Nukes No... 4? 4.
5.
4!
5.
Nukes No Dud. Not going to be able to contest. Fire Giant will go their way. Borderless up 14k, looking to seal this one out now. That is the upgraded Fire Giant as well. Time to make the plays. Everybody should be full build,
I think
which they are.
biggest things that you definitely pointed out there is that dances around Fire Giant or even the Pyromancer itself seem to be just the most difficult thing in the world, especially 5 Nukes No Dud, where they just don't have the gold to expend to be able to get the right coverage around it or even have the itemization online. We're just looking at the Medusa here and now getting a Deathbringer Poison Star, so not really too much in the side of attack speed, no sense of sustain here, so not exactly going to do too much, as well as just the fact that we are seeing Athena trying to go into that last slot. But Randyram's still trying to finish out his build as well, possibly going to be a late Rada to Hootie here, while everyone on the opposing side is 5 slotted and easily most likely upgrading their actives or even going into those power paths.
Yeah, the biggest problem realistically here for 5 Nukes No Dud is just that 4 members of their team are not 5 slotted. Everybody on the enemy team is 5 slotted. They've all upgraded relics, which means that realistically bad things are going to happen as Monster Bomber is going to ult all the way across to the left side of the Phoenix, so the Defender of Olympus already going to get taken away. Flick got actually able to up down right there. I'm a little bit surprised that he was able to get away with that jump right in front of the entire enemy team. Bomber and Rennie going to touch up to the base, get upgraded relics. Rennie's going to get that Rada Tahuti. So the big damage Zeus is here. This is it. This is going to be the chance for Rennie to really make the big play. Guru going to separate off and handle Strider Prime on the Bastet over there on the solo lane side of the map. Remedy's going to dash forward. Bomber taunted into it. Pillar of Agony is out. Bomber is getting exploded by Roxer and company. He's going to be the first one down. However, Perry, Fairy, and out carries are going to get forced back. Roxer here, very, very low, trying to stay alive here. Phantom just going to get dropped for the damage mitigation. Remedies is going to be able to pick up Rennie. Right side of the map, Strider is actually getting chased out here by Awakened Guru. Only Roxer and Guru will eventually find Strider. Roxer, Perry, Fairy, Remedies, and out carries still on the left side. Remedies is going to be able to bring down Donut Doug. Phoenix will fall as well. That's going to pretty much set this one up to be the end. All they need is really one wave to push in. Only Guru and Dr. Flick left. The Odin Cage is available again, though, just a note here, Mr. Knox. I don't see it being an issue, but it's a thing that exists, just so that we're all aware.
Definitely couldn't make a possible power play with having it up, but unfortunately with not enough people on the board to be able to actually follow up off of the cage being dropped, doesn't seem as though it's going to be too much. Could possibly get a decent Pele knockup, but considering that they have Fire Giant as well as Hades being able to sustain up the team if any minions so happen to follow suit, just doesn't seem as though right now it's going to be enough to be able to change the pace of the game. It is an interesting and pretty conservative play not to try and siege that middle or right side Phoenix, but they are going to reset, and this could easily go into a good 40-50 minute long game if they don't want to try and keep up the level of aggression they have right now, but instead just try and push up the minions.
Yep. Fire Giant respawning here in about a minute and 30. Ignore that timer. But, you know, it'd be like that. I don't know why that timer is actually not fixed yet. I don't have a good excuse. Shout out to Hi-Res. So with Fire Giant coming up here shortly, 5 Nukes No Dud most likely not going to make the contention there. The point of defense will most likely be the Phoenix, and yeah, man, just hope for the best. I don't... What's your comeback mechanic, Knox? Because I got nothing for this one. The Odin-Zeus combination has only worked really once, and it was after Strider committed his jump for damage. I just don't see it as a way for them to really make the play. Medusa ult's kind of easy and telegraphed. Pele
it definitely seems like one of the biggest things is they've got to reset a lot of these fights. If you're going to expend the whole combination of the Zeus and the Odin, then that's all you're going to need to expend. But we 100% don't need to see Monster Bomber dying continuously in these fights. It's more of what we've seen a lot of beginning Athenas do, where it's you dash, you taunt, and you just kind of die, hoping that your team follows up off of your death. Well, I know we just need to see two people go in and kind of go out, and it's just like you're saying, the Medusa ultimate is so telegraphed that if that's one of the last things that you're going to use in any of these engagements, you most likely should be able to get at least one, if not two, three, multiple people stunned, considering that their actives should have been expended from the previous people having gone in, or at least that's the hope and intention. If you're at the stage of the game right now where you are on the defensive, and the enemy team right now has so much synergy that they're using everything in their comp down to a T, that's the best that you can really hope for, is at least trying to reset, expend something, get them to try and all in, and you just try to reevaluate what are we willing to expend here and how do we defend at least Titan, if not the Phoenixes.
Yeah, that's... sounds like a solid plan. Alright, Coach Knox up in the business. Now back to actually what's happening on the map. Remedy's Strider Prime lurking around the middle of the map. Out carries Roxer and Perry Ferry over on the solo lane. So we're going to see that Strider split strategy again. And while Strider did die last time, the Phoenix went down. This late into the game, actually interrupting myself, I will be Perry Ferry going to drop the Pillar of Agony and dash away. So that's one ult out the way. However, Donut Dog had to give up the Petrifying Gaze as well. So we're going 1 for 1 so far. No relics really being dropped by either team. That was a quick one. So yeah, that's a nice little reset. Going to come out from Borderless. Able to give up a tank ult for that big damage Medusa ult. And we'll see what happens everywhere else. As we talk about other things happening, Guru actually got poked down super hard there. Bomber over in the middle lane now, making sure that Strider can't take that middle Phoenix, which means that this is the chance for Borderless to really push in here on the right side as Awakened Guru is stuck, peeling off the minions on the left as well. Remedy's going to go up into that big baby form. Renirem going to get forced to drop his ultimate immediately, as will Monster Bomber. Remedy's not going to be able to find the kill, but Roxer will be able to bring down Dr. Flick on the backside. And at the same time, Out carries is just kind of whacking away at that Phoenix. It's going to go down. Left side Phoenix is very low. Awakened Guru is over there trying to hang on to it. A beautiful ricochet by Out carries, followed up with the Suns. Going to be able to bring Doug down. Lord. Okay, Out carries on Ho Yi, baby. Just clap it up for him, man. MVP right here. That was a play that I got nothing but praise for. Off the wall he went. Rennie will be able to bring up Perry Ferry. All three Phoenixes are going to end up going down here. And, oh my goodness, Knox. That was so good.
Definitely a rather impressive play, but Titan does still stand. This game is not completely over, as it does look as though they are going to aggress onto that right Phoenix, or left side Phoenix for our blue team here, trying to at least make some type of play. We are actually going to see Renirem be able to pick up one, giving them at least a little bit more hope that they don't get the game ended on them.
Yeah, 3v3 here now. Waves are starting to pour in down middle. Gonna start pouring in down left here momentarily as well. Not sure if they're going to take the safe route and wait for the respawn, but realistically, the Titan can just be rushed down here by Borderless. With the amount of damage that they have inside of their comp, it's just kind of that kind of moment, you know? I don't got words other than it's just kind of that. It's just that.
Definitely interesting, and honestly, looking at this game here, I mean, Diesel, what is your best prediction here? All the Phoenixes are down. Fire Giant's going to be respawning here shortly. Do they wait for the fire, or do they just try to push down the minions and end?
That's a personal call. They can wait. However, Phoenixes are going to start respawning around that same time as well. Fire Giant up in about 1:30. Take a look at the respawn timers on those Phoenixes. They're both about halfway done. Right side Phoenix, obviously, will come back first. And actually, 5 Nukes No Dud looking to take the fight forward. Donut Doug able to bring down Roxer almost immediately. Pillar of Agony is dropped here so far. However, Remedy's on the backside, getting on top of Donut Doug very quickly. Odin ult is dropped as well. Perry Ferry looking to maybe help out Remedy's here. Remedy's will be able to bring down Donut Doug. Perry Ferry very, very low here. Still hanging around here on this Hades. Not dead yet. Shout out to the Lonos Mass. Strider Prime able to bring down Dr. Flick as well. Monster Bomber now in a very dangerous situation. Perry Ferry with the juke of jukes on the Hades. Clap it up for Borderless. They're going to take this set 2-0. No real way for Awakened Guru to defend this one. 1v4. If he does, I'll buy him a cookie dinner. I don't know, man. He's running for his life at this point. Out carries able to hit the autos. Remedy's able to find the kill. That's going to be a deicide. That's going to do it for this set. we have one more after this. Surrender vote came through. Shout out to 5 Nukes No Dud on that one. And we can take a look at our standings to see where everybody's going to go after that one. So Borderless going to take the set 2-0 over 4 Nukes and a Dud. 5 Nukes No Dud now. I'm sorry, they changed their name. And they're going to move up to 1-4 now. 5 Nukes No Dud are going to move down to 2-3. And we will be back momentarily with our second set of the day, guys. So if y'all just want to hang out, and yeah, that hopefully won't be too long unless